Jim Angle in Washington.
Meantime, for more on the hearing and Somali American men possibly being trained as terrorists, let's bring in Senator Joe Lieberman. He's the chair of the Homeland Security Committee. Senator, great to see you today. And Jim Angle, the scariest part of that whole story was where he said easy access back into America. We've got 17 young Somali Americans who are missing, and we have no idea if they're in Somalia training or back in this country planning and plotting to do us harm.
No, you're absolutely right. Look, our Homeland Security Committee over the last 2 years has held 8 hearings on the question of whether we have to fear from homegrown terrorism, radicalization and recruitment of terrorists, particularly among the Muslim American community. It's clearly a lot less of a threat than it is in parts of Europe, but there have been some attempts at this through the internet or through charismatic leaders, but this is the most significant evidence of radical Islamist ideology being used to take off Americans, in this case from the Somali American community. And yes, we know where they've gone to Somalia. They're in some senses been captured by this group Al-Shabaab, which is now part of Al-Qaeda, coming extremely closer. And of course we worry that these young men who have American passports, visas, credentials will come back in and seek to attack us. So our guard is up. It was a very compelling hearing. And I got to tell you, my heart went out to the Somali American community up in Minneapolis, because most of them are victims. Their kids are essentially being abducted by recruiters. They
are, Senator, and just for the edification of our audience, Al-Shabaab translates to the youth, and many have called them the Somali Taliban. You know, Jim Angle also talked about where's the money coming from. We know Iran and Libya back these kinds of groups. Do we put a closer focus there, Senator? I mean, you talk about 17 missing, and I go back to the 19 hijackers on 9/11. 17 young men can do a great deal of harm.